Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum.
Welcome to the Long Winter, our Game of Thrones podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Chilling.
As a surprise,
Horrible.
was that terrible?
Not you.
Did
just,
you-
just the song.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm sorry. Full disclosure, I'm so sorry that we have to have you put up with that. But, you know.
As a treat for you guys, I'm not sure if you guys ever noticed, but Mike has never been part of the Game of Thrones podcast.
Absolutely not.
He didn't want to attach his name to the trash that it is.
No, actually, the podcast, I listened to them at the end of the seasons previously. So they weren't that bad. It's just you guys talk about a lot of potentially spoilerish topics.
Yeah. And the intro.
And
It's pretty terrible.
And our intro is pretty terrible.
The intro, too.
Yeah.
It got worse this year.
You know what? I think so.
That's how we like to do things. See, we like to get worse and worse in
It's true.
production
No,
value.
Because then only the true fans stay.
Exactly.
Method behind the
Where my
madness.
day one's at.
That's right.
So today we're going to discuss the latest episode, Game of Thrones.
Episode 3 of season 8, The Long Night.
Exactly. So like before, we're going to go straight into our discussion of it, and we'll break down some scenes that we liked. So let's take it away. So Pedro, take it away. Give us a beginning.
All right, so right at the beginning, we're following Sam, and it's pretty much showing everyone just line up and get ready. And it's just a lot of looking around, checking out, pretty much a lot of suspense. Like nothing was
Yeah.
going on. It was dark as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
As fuck.
Yeah, we don't know what's exactly going on.
I had
but I think there's a method to that.
I was watching the show on a 32-inch TV that
Yeah.
like the highest resolution was 720.
So you're squinting
And I was
around.
like, what the fuck is this? I was like, no, I gotta move to a bigger TV. So I moved to a bigger TV and I still couldn't see.
There's
Right.
nothing changed. I did the exact. I'm like, maybe I gotta go to the bed TV because I have a better TV in my room. And I was like, no, this shit's still
Yeah.
Nah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, the TV I was using didn't have HBO and it was on a different account, like on someone's Prime account. And I was just like, fuck it,
Oh, no wonder it took you so long to finish the episode.
I'll do the free trial for their Prime.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I did all of this just to watch Game of Thrones.
Watch a dark ass episode.
You might as well stay where you were at.
Yeah. So yeah, it was so annoying. But yeah, man, it was just the beginning was really cool. At first, it was like a one shot, and if you noticed that the scene with Sam and then Tyrion, it was like
Yeah.
a one shot for like a minute or two, and I was
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
shit, they're gonna do this long ass one shot because I know how you love one shots.
I love the
They had a couple
one-shots.
scenes like that in the episode
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, they
Kind of,
did.
yeah, kind of. But the beginning one was clearly like just like a nice,
Yeah.
because
Building suspense,
Yeah.
building tension.
that's probably the best part of the episode was the beginning. Such a
You're insane.
yeah, just the dread of it all, and then to see it all come in.
Absolutely not. The best part of the episode?
Yeah, it's definitely not the best part. You're
Well,
you're insane if
Not
you say,
even.
if
No,
you
not
say
even
the
close.
dread is the best part. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, just the build of it
First of all,
all.
there were parts that had a lot more dread and a lot more suspense in the episode.
Yeah.
yes. There's a part where some epic music came out at the end.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
was pretty dreadful.
that was
Okay, so
Yeah, so let's keep moving.
it's all this suspense. We don't know what's going on, and then we think the White Walkers and the Whites are going to come up at any moment, and then we
Yeah.
see a lone figure come up, and it's Melisandre.
Yeah, the Red Witch
Yes.
coming up and lighting up flames, the Darky swords.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like,
That was
please
pretty
light the
fucking
swords.
good.
Please light the swords.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
this just came up, I was like, yes, that's what I need
Yeah.
to see.
Where did she come from? I forgot where we left off with her.
They banished her. They
After killing the
yeah.
the daughter, was that the last time we saw her?
It was pretty much at the point where Jon Snow was like pardoning everybody, and then Davos was like gonna kill her, and he's like, kill the daughter, blah blah, and then
Yeah.
she's like, oh, it wasn't my fault, whatever, all that shit, and then he's about to kill her, and Jon Snow's like, all right, just never come back. Next time you come back, we're gonna execute you.
Yeah.
So she just goes off, and pretty much she went off because she was waiting for this moment, because this is her purpose to like defend everybody. Like her mind was in the
her
right
entire
place.
Purpose?
Her
Like,
entire
for
purpose.
the entire series.
That's what it was. It was for the fight against
Then
darkness.
what was the point of murdering?
the girl?
the girl murdering, wasn't it Renly? Like, why was she
yeah.
ever with Stannis?
Yeah, she was a
She should
Stannis.
have just been with Jon the entire. I'm so confused.
Well, that's the thing, because she wasn't sure. She just kept seeing signs, and she was trying to follow the signs of who the one was, like who the Azor Ahai was.
Oh, right. She was like trying to live out the prophecy.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
this prophecy that there was going to be a warrior to vanquish darkness.
Yeah.
And she thought it was Stannis. And then she was like, oh, well, Renly's trying to stop you. All right, fucking kill Renly. There you go, Stannis. And she even
Yeah.
gave him like the flaming sword and all that. So... And then she's like, JK, it's really John. And then John's like, get the fuck out of here. And she's like, all right, I guess I'll just wait till you need me. And then this was when everyone needed her.
and then she realized, oh, it's none of you guys.
Yeah, she was probably the biggest player in this episode, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
she was like the biggest player in this
She
episode.
was everyone.
The biggest.
one of the biggest.
Everyone
Okay.
had their part to play.
She's top 3
definitely-
players.
She
For
was
sure.
She was definitely one of the tops.
Yeah.
So pretty much she comes in, lights up all the Dothraki, and everyone's like, oh shit, we all know how fire works
Just that
against all these
scene where like
whites.
all the swords are lighting on fire and then
Yeah.
like panning across like all the soldiers. That shit it was really good.
yeah.
I was just thinking of the stuntmen. They must have been cooking, because I don't know
That
if
shit had to be hot. Yeah, hot
because
as
I don't
fuck.
know if you've ever lit up like a torch or some shit and held it over your head. That shit's hot as fuck. Can you imagine the guy in the middle of that crowd? Because remember, they were in ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you imagine the dude in the middle was like fucking toasting.
Toasting.
I'm
Yeah.
always just thinking how hard that is to accomplish as as far as practical effects.
I mean, I know they held it up, but still, that's pretty fucking
Yeah,
intense.
it looks kind of tough.
I know it was the same guy, the same director that worked on the Battle of the Bastards and Hardhorn, which are like the biggest battles.
Yeah.
So-
the two biggest battles.
So yeah, he has enough pedigree to deal with this kind of
Yeah,
action.
the stuntman who needed to be, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we get that going, and we're like, shit, this is gonna go good, and they fucking charge. And I love that scene where you haven't seen the whites or the White Walkers yet. It's
you just
just
see a wall of flames.
just that wall of darkness, and then flames heading towards it. And you just see them one by one, just pop, pop, pop.
the way they were filming that shit.
That was sick.
yeah.
You just like the lights are just slowly going out. And you're like, wait, is it that many on that side?
And then you just see them running back, and you're just like, shit.
They didn't show Ghost run back though.
No, they didn't.
They
but,
didn't.
but then again, they probably just ran out of budget. Because we all know how Ghost is. They're like, fuck, we either get the dragon breathing blue flames or we get Ghost running back. I don't know about you, but I want the dragon breathing
Dragons
blue
every
flames.
time.
Yeah, and then we had Danny and John. Danny seeing the Thakis pretty much coming
Oh,
to
yeah.
an end.
Was that all the Dothraki though?
It pretty much was, except
Yeah.
for the few that ran.
Damn, she ain't give a fuck.
Well, it was all the ones that came here, because technically there's a whole East continent full of them. But it's
Yeah.
the ones that she brought.
That she followed her.
Pretty much 99% of them got fucking decimated.
yeah, so
Yeah.
like
So-
in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and then it's her like pretty much getting her dragons, because the plan was not to really kill them, was to
Right.
lure out the Night King. And so once she sees the Dothraki die, she's kind of like in her feelings. It's like, oh fuck it, I'm gonna get my dragon. That's when like John tries to stop her, and then she kind of like just like says fuck
Yeah.
you, and then like goes anyway. So then
Yeah.
John goes after her.
Because
Yeah.
pretty much their plan was just go after the Night King. Like, don't
Right.
worry about this shit.
Yeah.
Like just as soon as Night King pops up, bam. Like,
Yeah,
right
she
to
gets
it.
caught in her feelings, and they both ride out with the dragons.
So it's still in Sam's point of view. He's like freaking out, shit like that. And then we see him bust his ass, and Ed, one of the OG Night's Watch people, first one to go. Bam. As
You knew he was
as
gonna
far
go
as-
though.
Yeah, so
For
the,
sure.
the fighting starts basically the night walk.
Yeah.
The walkers come in, and then they.
Yeah, I know you didn't listen to last episode, but that was one of the
that was one of the people we predicted.
that was one of the predicted ones.
Oh, yeah.
I
He was
pretty
obvious.
much predicted everybody except one, which I don't know if you guys did, but we'll get to that death in
Yeah.
a minute. But yeah, the fucking charge of the whites was so crazy. That was some World War Z type
It looked
shit.
like
Yeah.
a wall of fucking whites.
Yeah, because it was a layer upon layer.
Layer, yeah.
Like they were. It wasn't just the
It was like a tidal wave.
it was a tidal wave, exactly. Like they were on top of each other, like crawling at the speed of like fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of World
They pretty much
World
the
War II.
tactic was like just to drown you, basically.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, how is anyone gonna survive this?
Which
Yeah.
is why it doesn't make sense how anyone in the front survived.
Right. Because you had Brienne in the front, you had Grey Worm in the front.
Jamie was in the front, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
the people in the front are the first to get swallowed by
Yeah.
that wave.
Right.
From weight and like alone, just the amount of power that they got hit with. But
Yeah.
it's all right,
Yeah,
man.
they survived with plot armor, man. That's a pretty strong plot armor
That's
right
it.
there.
Thick as fuck that episode.
Yeah.
That plot, it's Batman's secret weapon. I mean, it happened.
Yeah, that is true.
When has Batman ever lost? Exactly.
Plot armor, man.
So all these Game of Thrones characters, they're nicely wrapped in plot armor. But Yeah, so pretty much everyone's getting fucking decimated. Grey Worm's got to do the whole light the trench.
Damn, I thought he was gonna die when he starts yelling. When they start yelling, "Light the trenches!" and then I guess the wind comes.
Yeah.
and
That was the other thing. The wind.
the wind came. They didn't even say how the wind got. I guess it came with the.
The Night King
like
summoned
it.
So actually, let's go back to that. So, like you said, they didn't follow the plan, and the dragons start coming in and laying on their napalm fire.
Yeah.
That's when the wind came to counter the dragons.
Yeah.
So when
'cause
you're
they
up
couldn't
there,
really
you can't
shit.
see shit.
Yeah, because I think they collided in midair, and at first I thought, damn, the Night King's here already. That was kind of fast.
yeah.
But then it's just I don't remember the name of the dragons, but it's John and Danny running into each other.
Yeah, it was Drogon and Varys.
I'm not sure. No, isn't
No,
Varys?
no.
Viserion
Varys
is
is
the
the
one
dude.
that's
Varys is that dude.
Viserion, I think, is the one
Rhaegal.
that's dead though, right?
Viserion the dead one. It was
so Rhaegal.
Rhaegal is the.
Yeah, and it's funny because before this episode, we were predicting that the Night King was gonna be in where Cersei's at, fighting Cersei.
That was yours.
That was my prediction.
I didn't think so.
I
but
thought
that
he
was
was because
yours.
he wasn't in the episode. Last episode 2 ended with no sight of the Night King. So
Right.
But it's his army.
Yeah, but I just
Yeah.
I literally thought he was gonna like divide and conquer kind of shit.
That's what his generals were for.
You guys gonna teleport to King's Landing?
Nah, fly there. Just
That's true. You can fly there in like a day or so, right?
with the Game of Thrones fast travel.
Yeah, I'm
you
talking about
can.
from that last episode when they flew all the way to the wall. That shit was like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They did. That was fucking crazy.
So yeah, I thought that was gonna happen, but you know.
So they I think it was Davos that was like sending the signal to light the trenches because the dragons were supposed to do it, but they can't see
They
shit.
can't see shit, so they
can't
can
see
light the
shit,
shit.
yeah.
The clouds.
And they're shooting like the fire arrows to try and light the shit, but the wind was extinguishing those back to
Yeah,
back.
yeah. So then you
And
see a few of the torch runners.
those guys were fucking wrecked trying to get there.
Light that up. Tidal wave.
And so Grey Worm was just like looking around like, fuck, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna die
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
And I think it was Grey Worm that had the idea because he kind of meets eyes with her, right? I think he kind of meets eyes with the red woman.
remember.
yeah, but it's
He
not
did
that-
it, but-
And then that's when she comes out with her pretty much her bodyguard unit. Of
Yeah.
like, and that shit was pretty intense. She's fucking saying the words and it's not happening.
That shit was.
They just keep getting closer and closer, and she's panicking.
I thought, she started. I thought she was gonna die when she started panicking.
Yeah.
She starts fumbling through the words, and I'm like, oh. And you see that one specific one heading right for her, and then bam, that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, light them up, and then pretty much the whole trenches is light up.
Yeah,
with
there's a
fire.
lot of moments of like tension where you're just like,
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
A
for
lot of
sure.
moments of tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that first 5 minutes.
All right,
huh?
you're right.
Yeah, man. First 5
Yeah,
minutes.
because
best part.
that moment was intense. Just
Who
waiting.
the fuck? Let's just put a pause on that one for that. Who the fuck is gonna watch this up and say, "Damn, what's your favorite part?" The beginning,
That beginning,
the wait.
the wait before the battle, that shit was insane. Can you believe it?
The wait-
Nothing was happening.
The wait where it's so dark, I had to get a free trial just to see if it worked. No one, dude.
You know what it was? It's just that
No, I don't know what it was.
at the end of the episode, I felt so underwhelmed by the ending of it all.
Oh, okay. Well-
that the beginning was such a
Oh.
big moment for me. 'Cause I thought I was gonna go to I thought the show was gonna go a different
Nah, I don't
route.
agree. Not even close.
Yeah. So.
So, the wall is the trench is lit up, and then we start seeing them World War Zing right over it, which is pretty badass. Because first they're standing in front of it all like
And
fucked
you-
Wait,
up.
no, that's when you see
The Night
before
King.
they cross. That's when you see the Night King when
Right.
what's his name? Bran starts to what do they call it? Warg.
Yeah, when he starts
He-
Into
warring.
these
He's
fucking
warging
useless
to the
ass ravens
Ravens.
that he wore. I guess he was with the ravens the entire episode.
Or maybe it's your joke where he was just watching Endgame.
Yo, I see that shit online. I almost died. He wasn't doing shit. And
Yeah, he can't figure out what happened at the end of Endgame.
I don't blame
Thanos
him.
win. Theon, hold the fort.
I love that joke, man. That shit was killing me.
But I mean, the way I thought of it as is that Bran already, he's Dr. Manhattan. He knows how this is all going to play out. All the pieces are in play. And he's
But
like,
he
I
doesn't-
might as well watch the battle, right?
I thought his thing is that he knows everything that's happened.
Yeah, he doesn't see the future supposedly.
He sees the past. I
The
thought
past.
that's what his whole thing was.
Maybe. But it was just, there were so many things that he set into play.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of Arya stuff that he set into play in previous episodes that it just feels like he knew it. He knew it was all happening. He just kept jotting the notes down.
What do you mean? Like you said Arya stuff. Like what do you mean by
he was
that?
like Doctor Strange. 1 in
Yeah,
14 million?
yeah, exactly. He's like Dr. Strange. He's like, we're in the end game now. So pretty much like he starts looking at the dagger, Arya's dagger. He gives the dagger back to her,
Yeah.
and he's like sticking with the pointy end, like little things like that.
Yeah.
of like,
He told her that?
yeah.
Damn, that's what she told. What's her name? Damn, I love this show.
Well, even before that, in the beginning, that's
That-
what John says to her when in the very
First like episode, like
first, second, or third episode,
when she gets Vito.
because she's like, "How do I use that?" And he's like, "Stick him with the pointy end." And then that's the
So I was like a
reoccurring.
callback. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a callback of a callback of a
Yeah,
callback.
I thought Ned told her that. Oh, that doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure it was John.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But who the fuck knows? And yeah, so they start World War Zing over the trenches, which is pretty fucking cool. That they just got right on top of each other, and then that's when
It's weird that they're just standing there and they're not giving it, like, no one's
Well-
doing shit. Obviously, they're afraid, but
yeah. So I feel like the Night King literally is controlling all of them, like telling them what to do. Like
Yeah.
he'll say a command like just charge, and he'll be like,
Yeah.
wait, there's fire, just wait up for me, just wait up for me. And,
Yeah, and then he's like, all
Hold.
right,
and,
do
and-
this.
and- yeah, and then he kind of goes around. Sure, he's fighting with the other two dragons, but he's looking around. He's like, that one particular spot right there.
Go for it.
Just start walking over it and step on your buddies. Boom.
But then why weren't like the dragons burning the people like right in front of the fucking trenches?
yeah, like, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
That
was-
part I didn't get.
yeah, the part where John was just sitting there, right? Yeah.
When he
that
goes
part
by
was
Brandon,
stupid.
he's just like, huh?
To be perfectly fair, if he would have done that, that would have saved them like an extra 5 seconds, because then another wave would have came right behind it.
There were so many fucking
There's so
whites. Like I knew there was a lot, but fuck. Like every time they panned out, there were like more just running.
Yeah.
The fact that they outlived, so many characters outlived the battle, just is just
'Cause
crazy.
Plot armor.
Plot
Yeah,
armor,
it just makes sense that if you think about the amount of characters, the amount of people that have died in that world north of the wall, or just in the north, because he resurrects anything, as we can see with the crypt
Yeah.
scene. Anything. I thought it was just people that get killed by them, but it literally is just
Anybody that's
anything.
dead.
Anyone
Yeah.
that's dead. So I thought it was pretty bad. So then it's the whites start climbing up the walls, and that's when everyone starts getting their little moment to shine.
Yeah.
You get Brienne, you get
Jaime.
Tormund.
Sam does some fighting too.
Sam does some fighting, but I feel like Sam is more the narrator. Like
Yeah.
we always have this hypothesis that Sam is going to be the one that writes the story, the Song of Ice and Fire. So he has to be there watching it all. So they're just putting him in as the everyman. Like, yo, I'm gonna try, but this is way out of my
Sam
league.
does the least amount.
This is way above my pay grade.
Yeah, like he comes in, he'll stab a few things that come at him, but
And
at
then
the
he'll
end,
panic and run.
and he'll panic and run. Which is why when his boy died, he was like, "Fuck this."
Yep.
Yeah, he was out of there.
Straight up. And I'm like, I don't blame you. If I would have saw that ocean of things coming at me.
There was another guy that just started running. Like once they hit like the what are the name of the soldiers with the shields and spears?
The Unsullied.
The Unsullied.
Yeah.
And one guy just turns around and says, "Fuck this shit," and starts running.
Yeah, I saw one of the Unsullied dip. I'm like, wow.
I was like, yeah, I'm that guy right
I
there.
thought they were robots. Like they can't.
Nah.
They're in such perfect formation.
When death comes, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, Grey Worm is the only one.
I actually liked how you get to see Arya use that weapon that we were trying to figure out what it was. She just starts fucking going all
Yeah.
like Darth Maul on everybody. Just-
Yeah, that part was really good.
She was
Arya's
clearly
such a badass.
the most experienced fighter that they had.
Yeah.
So
And you got to see, everyone just having their moment of just fucking shit up where
Except for the Hound. Wasn't he panicking in the corner?
It's just too much fire.
The Hound was fighting until there was too much fire
there was
around
too much
him.
fire to handle. He was just like, "Nah, fuck this."
Yeah, as soon as he saw all that fire light up, he's like, PTSD time. Like,
Yeah.
like, that was it. And the only thing that snapped him out of it was like, yo, your girl Arya's about to die. And he's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
That guy was yelling at him for 5 minutes and not doing anything but
Oh,
yelling
yeah.
at him for 5. You have a flaming sword, nigga. Start fighting. That
Well,
shit was getting on my nerves.
Don't you think that's the reason why he was scared? He's got the flaming sword in his face.
Like, step out of it. Wave sword in his face.
Mike, let's just say you're scared of spiders, right? And I'm holding a spider in front of your face, and I'm like,
That's a
grow
good
some balls,
point.
grow some balls, and you're like, there's a fucking spider in your hand.
You might be right.
You're giving him a
The
pep
Hound was
talk.
not with that shit, man.
Pep talk with his worst fear staring at him in the face.
Yeah, she held her ground pretty much until she got that bump in the head where she got knocked off for a little
Yeah,
bit.
but I
Well, she
also,
lost her weapon and then got that bump in the head.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what? I'm done with this shit.
She
Too.
was like, "Fuck this, I gotta run."
yeah, I did like how Jorah actually got one moment of like, damn, this chick is like fucking awesome
Yeah, when you
in the
looked, I'm
fight.
like, oh shit.
And I also liked where Brienne and Jamie had that moment to like save each other. And
They were like
Yeah.
fighting back to back. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, look at them.
I'm like, oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, that was. I really liked that moment too.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just weird like having Jamie and Brienne like to survive all of that. Like
Right.
Jamie has like one hand.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know. If
But-
you get bit, do you turn or no?
No.
No.
It's not that much zombie shit.
have to die.
You have to actually fully die.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Because a lot of people got fucked up from them before.
Right.
I think Brienne was getting like bit in the beginning or some shit because she was like yelling like a motherfucker.
Yeah, she's
And
definitely young.
and she had like a bunch of them on top of her.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, they all
one point,
had.
yeah, at one point everyone had something on top. I just loved it was somewhere later in the episode, but where it's pretty much when the zombies are already like swarming inside the castle. And there was one point where you just see Torment on top of a pile of bodies. It's like that cover of Doom.
Yeah.
Where it's just a pile of bodies and he's on top of the pile just knocking them down. I'm
And
like,
just fighting.
yo.
I'm like, there are so, and like more are just coming. It's not like they're
It
slowing
was
down.
actually him and Gendry. Both of them.
Oh,
there.
I thought
nice.
it was
It was him and Gendry at
Yeah,
the
it
top.
was Gendry.
And I'm like, damn, look at these two. And I'm like, they're going to die. But,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
One of the epic deaths of the episode was Lyanna Mormont.
That was probably the best death.
Baby Mormont?
Yeah.
because that. I don't know if that was the best death, but I think it had like the most impact because
That was the episode.
you didn't want to see her die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hers was... I was like, I don't think she's going to die. They're probably just going to save her because, she's a little girl. Nah, man. Give her don't give a fuck.
I thought that until that giant knocked the fuck out of her, and I was like, oh, okay, she's gonna go.
Yeah.
He grabbed her up and...
Crushed her every bone in her body.
She wasn't actually doing anything before that. She was just doing a lot of yelling.
What she was doing is telling her men where to go. Like, oh, go up to the, hold the gate. Go
She should
go
have
up
been in
to
the crypt. Oh, but she didn't want to go in the crypt.
She didn't
No.
want to go in the crypt.
Because Jorah, which is her cousin, Jorah was like, go in
He
the
was trying
crypt.
to convince
And
her,
she pretty much
yeah.
said, I ain't no bitch. Like,
Yeah. Like she took out the dumbass giant.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giant's like, hey, look at you, little thing.
Yeah, see where I got you?
That was a pretty badass moment, though. I mean, I think everybody had like their moment to shine in this episode for sure, in terms of like how badass they could be.
Yeah.
John? I don't think he had a moment.
John?
Did he have a moment in the episode?
I mean, he fucking
John didn't really have a moment.
No.
nah.
He was doing a lot of, well, I mean, he was fighting, of course, but
Yeah, he was doing a lot of, for sure, he was doing his share of ass kicking, but he didn't have a moment where you're just like, damn, look at that badass. No, everyone had a badass moment, but him was just kind of like, John, you better run to him a lot faster than that.
get fucking there, man.
Like, as
Yeah.
soon as he does the slow, as soon as the Night King's doing that slow rising of the arms, it's like, you run. Stop staring. Keep run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like 2 more rows of people left, and he didn't get there. And I'm like, well,
I would have liked. My only thing is like because the Night King, we never really seen him fight
right.
ever. Like
I wanted to see,
he threw a javelin one time.
Yeah.
Got nailed that dragon. Then
I want to see him in a hand-to-hand fight.
exactly, and then he was about to pull out a sword. I don't know what the sword looks like. I don't know, like
Yeah.
you know.
I actually don't even know if he had a sword.
yeah, he had
Yeah,
one on
something
his
on his
back,
back.
and he was going for it. I think at one point
He had reached for it.
to kill Bran, right? And then, Arya
at
comes.
that.
But
So-
honestly, the dude is super fireproof.
Yeah,
Super fireproof.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, did anyone expect different?
No.
nah.
When she said Dracarys, I'm like, T1000 time. He about to come out through that fire like, what's
Yeah, I
up?
didn't expect. It was too soon in the episode, and I
So-
felt John was going to be the one to take out
So
down the Night
the
King.
writers actually admitted that his only weak point, he wasn't like fire couldn't get him, dragon glass couldn't get him. They said it had to be Valerian steel, dead center in the chest, the same spot where the
Where
children
he was created.
Yeah.
where he was created. It had to be that same exact spot. If not, nothing else would have.
because he was made with Valyrian steel, right? Is that what it was?
No, he was made with dragon glass.
Okay.
But that since you're made out of it, that ain't your weakness. It has to be a Valerian
Oh,
steel.
okay, that's what it is.
So the Valerian steel square to the chest where the opening is, almost like it's essentially his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
Like that's the.
His what did
Is
they call that shit in Star Wars where Luke shot the Death Star? That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the fuck they called it in Star Wars, if they even had one.
I don't remember. But so I don't know. That's the only way to kill him.
That was the only way
Kinda
to kill
crazy.
him. Yeah. So
And Arya
then-
didn't know that.
she didn't know that, but she went straight for it. Because if you think about it, having a weakness square in your chest, that's kind of the part where people really go for anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too crazy a spot. It's not like the
John
ankle.
would have got it eventually.
But the thing is,
I mean,
is
it's probably
like,
after a few stabs.
the thing is, is like he's been played as basically the villain of the show. Obviously, Cersei's the villain of the show, but he's been
Oh.
played as the final boss
Yeah.
of the whole show.
Right.
So she's the mini boss, and I was thinking the Night King is the final boss.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, it was funny when he appeared on the dragon. I'm like, boss battle time.
so it's just like I don't know,
And,
man.
and he was playing with them too, up in the clouds.
Yeah, when they were like chasing him, and then they went above the clouds, and he was gone.
They're like, can't see shit. Can't see
You
me.
really couldn't see shit in those fucking clouds.
Yeah.
It was dark as fuck. I just thought
But
he was gonna have
in the clouds, it was bright.
yeah.
You just still couldn't see shit.
I thought he was gonna have an epic battle, and that's all I wanted.
The dragon battle was kind of epic.
It was kind of epic. I just wanted him to fight. I just wanted to see what his sword looked like. I have so many questions.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to get too much into it now, but there is another spin-off series, and that spin-off series is going to talk about the age of heroes, I believe, and that's the beginning of the actual White Walkers.
Oh, okay.
So they're saying that they didn't care about explaining it because that show's going to do it. That's pretty much what they admitted. So they're just like, fuck it.
What
Go.
if people don't watch that show?
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
the show doesn't go anywhere.
Then shit,
Fuckers.
you're gonna have to read a book or something.
Fuck.
Like, the one that George R. R. Martin will finish sometime.
never finish?
Sometimes the next decade, I believe.
Huh, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I sincerely doubt a 2020 release, but
So then I guess we have what Arya and the
yeah. How did you feel about that scene of Arya suddenly go, fuck this, and just book it into the library
And become Solid Snake?
and become Solid Snake? Yeah,
I like it.
You know what? It felt like The Last of Us. It felt like those scenes in Last of Us where you had to just sneak through.
I don't
you're
know.
playing as
it just
Ellie?
shows her. She's really a badass.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
she's fighting or sneaking around.
I felt like they did that to remind us that she can sneak too. Like, and it was all obviously a setup for one of her big moments here, but it was just a setup like, hey, she can't just wield a
yeah. So she is the one that's supposed to.
she
yeah.
could do everything pretty much.
Yeah,
I do like that scene.
it was a good scene.
It was way more tense than that. The first 5 minutes of the
Yeah,
show.
I-
way more tense.
yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you would agree.
Okay. I just liked how in the hallway she just stopped fighting. Like you just saw that again, World War Z through the hallway, and she just like fuck this, just starts
And
running.
Like, there's
starts
no-
running her
there's-
ass
there's
off.
no-
I don't blame her at all.
And then the Hound is like Barrick, Flame Sword dude, he's dying, and then the Hound's like, fuck it. He just grabs Arya and he's like, let's keep running.
So his whole point, his entire existence on the show
Was
was
to save
to
What was to keep her alive?
Jesus Christ.
That was
Hodor
it.
all over again.
His entire existence, Barrick's entire existence on the show was just to keep her alive.
Yeah.
For specifically, I mean, I'm sure there's a few moments where he saved her,
Yeah.
like in previous seasons, but specifically that moment where she's getting attacked through the door,
Yeah.
and he just fucking just chucks his sword. His only
As soon as he threw that sword, I was like, fuck, this is where he dies. Huh?
this is where
Yeah.
he dies.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, as soon as,
After
he
that,
got rid of it.
it's game over.
Yeah, I actually saw the part where he's in the hallway and he's getting stabbed at a bunch, and he starts like holding on to it, like holding them back a little longer. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, you're fucking,
There's no way.
you're done. You're holding him back too. I'm just surprised he made it through to the door. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's just
Without,
gonna stay.
yeah.
And
That
he
part was
still
real
had
confusing.
like he had like a few last words to say. Like, damn.
I don't even think he had last words. He was just breathing around, and they're like, yeah, he completed
This
his
is
mission.
it.
And then the Red Witch was like, yep, he just needed to do one thing, save you. Remember that time we talked about in that season you probably don't remember? Where
I definitely do remember.
I didn't remember. I was like, what is she talking about?
I thought
That
the same
conversation,
thing.
even that conversation didn't make any sense to me until I watched the episode a second time. Then I was like, "Oh, you slick ass bitch!" I
she's
see what you
telling
did.
him. She's telling
Honestly, though-
her to go kill him.
I'm gonna be honest. I think it was tacked on. I think that was retconned at the end.
think so?
Because yeah, the way she says it, she says you're gonna close a lot of eyes, brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes. She says it like that, fast. And then she goes, "Remember, I told you, brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes. Wink, wink."
I didn't catch the first time. I didn't catch the and blue eyes wink wink. The second time I was like,
Yeah.
oh, because you watched it twice. That's right.
Yeah.
yeah.
She
So
pretty much told her like, hey, you're the one that has to do this.
And
Yeah.
then she says, "What was it?
Has to be you.
What do we tell death or something?
Yeah.
Not today."
Yeah,
And I
not
was like, oh, light bulb, and starts running.
Yeah, pretty much like, I got this.
I don't know. And the thing is, it's like
It was so confusing the first time. I'm like, where is she going? What is she doing?
When that happened, I was like, how does she know this phrase? Like that was only that
Right,
phrase.
but-
that phrase is only between her and her master.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So I was just
She's
like,
the red woman.
she's
dude.
the red woman. She
knows
knows.
shit.
she knows. Yeah. I was
She's
just
another three-eyed raven. I don't know.
Like I feel like when the red woman came back to Winterfell and looked up at the castle, she meets eyes with Arya. I
Yeah.
think it was that moment where she's like, "Yep,
It's you.
it's you." All this time I've been
Trying to find
way
the
off.
person. Yeah.
I've been with Samsonite. I was way off.
fucking all these niggas about.
Yeah, right. Thought it was the Baratheon. That was
Yeah.
like everyone. But
It was you the whole time. Yeah.
and then before the big blow, of course, we get we get John pretty much running around like being chased by the dragon, which is actually pretty badass. I
That was
thought.
a
Yeah.
badass scene.
Which
Like-
she's very much thinking that he has to be the one that saves Bran, so he's gonna go.
Oh, but what about the? We didn't talk about the. At that point, the crypt had already been raided, right?
Oh, that's true. Let's talk about the crypt rating. But the thing that we all saw coming.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I honestly didn't see. I never even really thought about the crypt, but I don't know why, because it makes so much fucking sense.
So the part where Tyrion is like drinking and he's like, if I were up there, I could just see something, just catch something. And he kind of like stops for a minute. I'm like, is he going to realize that they're around dead people in a place in like fighting bad guys that raise dead people? I guess not. He's just going to keep drinking.
Yeah.
That's all he was worried. Well, he was worried about either fighting or drinking.
He's still, yeah. So at the end of the day, like he's still not being the wise man he should be.
Right. I mean, to be perfectly fair, who the fuck? I mean,
He did, but he's never met them before. He's never done with the
yeah,
Walkers before.
I don't think he knew that
Yeah.
it worked that way.
Yeah.
I think he felt like what I felt, that you have to be in front of it.
Yeah. I
for
don't
it to
think
happen.
He knew, yeah.
But how'd you guys feel about that Sansa and Sansa and Tyrion scene together?
I honestly thought Tyrion was gonna one of them was gonna jump and fight or something. It
I
looked
thought
like
Tyrion was gonna jump and fight.
I mean, they both did. They just ran towards where the other survivors are. They were pretty much blocking them. Like they're
that what's
hiding them.
happening?
Yeah, they were in the back and they're in the front, like kind of holding them off.
Holding who off?
Whoever the fuck was attacking. That's what they were doing.
it didn't seem like
It didn't seem like they were doing it. I didn't see any slashing and
I mean, they weren't hiding though. They were clearly outside.
yeah, just chilling. They're like, hey guys,
Maybe
we were
they-
hiding before, but we're hiding with y'all now.
Yeah, but what I meant was like the scene where they were pretty much just like,
Looking at each other behind.
Yeah,
the-
looking at each
yeah,
other.
like pretty much saying like, damn, you know, like what could have been, you know, we were.
that what
good.
they were doing?
It was pretty much like we were good together, right?
That was a creepy moment.
I didn't get that. I got the vibe of like,
We're gonna die.
yeah, we're gonna die. Like,
Right, but like they
It
both
was a
cared
little
about
more
each
that
other.
we're gonna die. Yeah.
They both cared each. They don't obviously. it's
I
not-
thought I didn't even realize. I watched it twice. I didn't realize Sansa ran out. I thought only Tyrion ran out.
Yeah, they both.
I thought Sansa just kind of stayed back and was like, all right, you got this.
I'm kind of thinking that when it's all over, they're just gonna get like married for like an allegiance sake, like to unite their families or whatever.
maybe.
You finally gonna hit that?
Maybe if they want to go that route. But I'm
Tyrion can't get no play.
It's always weird to be seen Tyrion with a bunch of women. Like, what are y'all doing? You ain't got nothing else to do in this world? All these regular sized niggas, and you here with fucking Tyrion? Get out of here.
I mean, I saw that and I'm like, yeah, if the show ends with them, you know, hooking up or whatever, I could see that. Because even the episode before, they kind of
You don't
Like-
foresee
like-
Tyrion dying?
they kind of hinted at
No,
that.
Tyrion's not gonna die.
George R. R. Martin's favorite character, man. I don't see him dying.
Yeah, I'm especially after this episode. I'm a firm believer that Sansa ends up on the throne. I've been saying it since episode 1.
With Tyrion.
I don't know about Tyrion, but I just think that she's gonna end up as a throne, the queen
don't
of
see
the
that.
Seven Kingdoms.
Maybe. We talked about
Sansa.
that last episode, and
Oh.
I think so.
Yeah,
I mean, this show can really go either way,
Yeah.
but I'm leaning towards that.
if more people got murked in this show, in this episode, than I would have liked, then I would have completely been. And I'm like 80-20 now, but I'm still there where I think Sansa's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we get our other death of the episode with Theon, where Theon.
Oh. Yeah, you don't think that was a better death than the little girl? He fought to save Bran's useless ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish he didn't die so fast. I wish he did
and then-
something. You know.
Wait, who?
I wish Theon didn't die. I wish. I know.
He was the only nigga left.
I was gonna say, are we talking about the same person? Because Theon was there for the whole episode battling.
No. He did a great job. But what I'm saying is, I guess a Night King. I would just wanted something.
I thought they were gonna have like a little
Yeah.
scuffle. Nike just stabbed him. He was like, "Oh shit, that was
So
it."
a little something I had heard. Do you remember the after the Battle of the Bastards? Those two surviving members of the two families, they got pardoned. Like there was the Umber kid, they got killed. They got crucified last episode.
I don't remember any of this.
The little kid last episode, or the episode before.
Oh,
Yeah, the
not
one that-
crucified, but he was with the weird little
Yeah,
designs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kid was Ned Umber from the Umber family. The other family that fought against them in the Battle of the Bastards was the Karstarks. And one of the surviving members of the Karstarks, the other one that got pardoned, was this girl, Alice Karstark. So she's a surviving member. She was there with Theon defending Bran.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was one of them. So obviously she wasn't there at the end. So
not at
you
all.
just assumed she must have died somewhere in the darkness.
Yeah.
And so that's the end of two more families. You got
Jesus.
Umbers and Karstarks dead completely.
All these noble houses going out left and right.
Oh, one of the things I saw that was pretty interesting. Somebody actually translated what Melisandre was saying when she was casting the spell
Yeah.
to do the thing. She pretty much said, "Lord of Light, cast your light upon us. Lord of Light, defend us, for the night is dark and full of terrors." I was like, oh, so when she said that, it actually meant something. It was just her prayer. Because remember, she would always say, "The night is dark and full of terrors."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was pretty interesting.
I thought she was just saying shit.
Yeah, I know. I thought she was
Light
trying
the
to.
shit on fire. Light the shit on fire. Light the shit on fire. I thought that's what
Like,
was going on.
Abracadabra.
Light this shit up, motherfucker.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I just when the Theon thing,
I did want. I mean, I knew he was gonna get his ass
I knew
handed
he was
to
gonna
him.
die. I just wanted some.
But you know what I didn't like? Brand like pardoned him. I don't know. Brand said
Yeah.
some bullshit like, "I know you gonna die, nigga, so go."
Yeah.
Pretty much, he was just like,
Yeah, but-
"You're a good man."
Thank you.
The fuck? That's all you gonna tell us? Nah, man. Brand,
But the thing
Brand
is,
ain't shit.
it's a-
But that's what Theon
And
wanted
then
to
that's
hear.
when Bran stopped warging when the Night King got there. So
Yeah.
it's not like he came back with any information.
He just finished watching Endgame. He was just like, "Yo, it's pretty good."
he can't even say Thanos dies. Thanos with nothing. He can't tell nobody nothing.
he got inspired by Doctor Strange. He's like, we're in the end game now. Like, it's all coming together.
Yeah,
Wait,
That
wait.
shit was pissing me off.
Shit, I'm not. I was gonna get into Endgame.
Don't do Endgame
theories.
spoilers.
I was gonna do a parallel, but I'm not gonna get into Endgame spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, you'll save that for the actual.
It is weird because like, what is Bran doing? Like, literally, he has these whole army of people protecting him for what?
Well, we'll find out because we don't know what he's needed for.
He could
but,
have went into Ghost. I was
obviously,
something.
Warg a dragon. Got something.
Yeah, I
obviously,
agree.
he's going to be used for something in the coming battle. Like, if not, it really will feel like nothing. But has to be something.
Yeah, there has to be a reason why he is.
At least some
he's
knowledge.
alive. He's gonna be. They keep him around.
I feel like there has to be.
And I thought he was gonna work into a dragon or
Some shit to help with the battle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought he was going to warg too.
who
But,
knows, work into like the
just
walk,
worked
a bunch
into-
of
Just came back
walkers.
and like, oh, you're a good man. You got this.
Yeah. It was at that point where like shit's getting really bad. Like everyone's
Yeah.
really cornered.
John's corner.
Eh,
Danny picked up a sword for the first time in her life. Was like, fuck, what am I doing with this bullshit?
Let's go to that one then. Danny gets completely fucked up
surrounded,
off
yeah.
of her dragon. Drogon was getting owned.
Yeah, I was like, no.
So are both
not
dragons
Drogon.
dead or
No,
I'm
no,
not sure.
they're
I
both
think
alive.
either of none of them was dead. That's how I also realized Ghost wasn't dead because when he brought everyone back, the dragons didn't come back
Right.
and Ghost didn't come
yeah.
back.
I mean, if you look at their previews for the next episode, both dragons are there and Ghost is there, so everyone's fine.
I never watched
okay.
the previews for the next
Oh
episode.
man, really?
Never.
They're pretty good. But yeah, so she gets swept up off of it, and she looks like she's about to get fucking rocked, and then of course Jorah's like, "This is my moment."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes in, he's like, "I got this, girl."
And you knew that was it.
Yeah, that was
You
it.
knew he was
his
gonna
moment.
die, yeah.
When she got behind him and they're totally surrounded, I'm like, "This is it." I hope he goes out like a G. And man, there was one moment where he didn't even have enough strength to lift his sword, and he just took a sword.
Yeah, he
for her.
was taking every fucking cut slash for
Yeah,
her.
he's like, "Oh, there's a thrust heading my left." He just goes to the left. He's like, "Oh, I caught that with my arm."
that shit was you ain't even hit it yet. What are you doing right now? She's not gonna even let you get a taste. John got this in the bag. Let her die.
Let her die.
The nephew got that.
You can't be friend zone that bad. You can't be.
He was,
He was.
but I think he went out pretty fucking badass.
He did go out as a badass though.
Yeah, he did for sure.
They've never shown Danny fight with a weapon before, right?
No, I think that was the first time that I know of. If anything, maybe it was like a stab or something, but not legit
Man,
fighting.
yeah.
Like she was actually slashing at shit.
Yeah.
Because there was one that was about to hit him, and then she saves him really
Yeah.
quick. But
Well, the walkers are really also not great fighters. They're literally just
like stabbing.
Yeah, swinging. You know, they're not
Wildly,
like crazily. So you could eat.
yeah, they
They
are
look
pretty
like
much.
they look like they fight with their arms out, just doing
Their strength is just numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Wind
yeah,
wheel.
I feel like they just try to drown you.
Yeah.
In yeah.
So if there's enough, I'm guessing
that
you
actually
can take
makes
them
sense
out.
because the whites, that's what they call it. The whites are just the ones that just sheer force.
Yeah.
And the ones that actually are skilled fighters are the White Walkers, which
Oh, okay.
they were all just rolling with him. Like the squad was just rolling together.
That's
towards
another thing
Bran.
that was kind of disappointing. I wanted the
They-
squad to have like a battle.
Yeah, I wanted them to split up. Like each one of them have a squad to
When
attack
you
a
see
side
them
of the
like
castle.
walking in the castle, I was like, oh, this is where everything turns. This is where shit gets really real.
Yeah.
And then
And
Yeah,
they
none of
just kinda stood
the
there.
none of the walkers did anything of
Which
importance
was,
either.
What was the name of the battle where John killed one of them? Was that Hardhorn?
the Hardhorn.
Hardhorn. Yeah, because when you saw that badass fighting John, like shit, these guys could really fight. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking he has a whole squad of these guys.
And he did, but the
So I
squad
was
didn't
thinking
really-
like Jamie, Brienne, like
Oh,
their
they're-
best fighters
like a
versus
showdown.
Yeah,
And if you think about it, they all had Valerian steel. So if they all would have had a showdown,
they made this whole big deal about them having Valyrian steel.
I mean, the Valerian steel helped in the battle because
yeah, but I thought it was
that's
going
what
to be
kills the whites.
specifically for the White Walkers. I mean, I understand it helps with the White Walkers too, but shit, he's
Yeah.
fucking badass. That would have been a great fight.
I'm just wondering, like, that would have been awesome. I agree with you, but I'm
Maybe-
wondering if maybe it would have strayed too far into cliche. I don't know.
and maybe it's been too much of a trope. I'm not sure they want
Maybe.
because like then it's like
Game of Thrones has kind of gone into tropes lately.
it has.
It has, but at the same time, this episode kind of threw those tropes out the window in a
Not
way.
if everyone survived except for the people you knew weren't going to survive.
That's true.
Not even a single.
Main big character died.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All the ones that I said were gonna die died, except for
Yeah, I thought we were gonna die.
No, I didn't say Brienne was gonna die. Baby Mormont. I didn't think she was gonna die.
I thought Podrick was gonna die.
I didn't think Padre was gonna die. I pretty much said Ed, Jorah, Theon, and
Theon was definitely going to die.
yeah.
There was no way he wasn't going to die.
No,
this
yeah,
episode.
there was
He's
that was
like,
obvious.
I'll defend you from the Night King. I'm like,
Good luck with that one.
that's cute. What is
Yeah.
dead may never die. All right, wait till you come back. Wait till you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he might have come back too.
But his pointless charge. I mean, it's supposed to be just him accepting it. Like, fuck it. At least I'm gonna go out on my terms.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? So he just went in, obviously died.
But yeah, I guess you're right. I would have maybe preferred a bit of more cliche battle, like one-on-one, John against the main Night King one-on-one
Right.
battle. Not that he would win, he probably loses, and Night King just like probably just. It would have been nice.
It could have ended the same way,
Exactly.
but John gets saved.
They meet, they fight, and then the Night King brings up the army. Like, oh, what you gonna do now?
Yeah.
And then
I actually was
John's
wondering. I'm like, oh shit, are they gonna 1v1 it?
because
And
that
then-
would have been
and
nice.
he didn't give a fuck. He just started raising his hand instantly. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Whoa, way to use Game Shark. Like,
I kind of, I don't know. I like that scene just see John trying to see if John could get there.
in time. Yeah.
I actually thought he was gonna chuck it, and I'm like, if he misses, he's fucked because that's what happened to Barry.
Yeah,
he got
there's
fucked.
no way out of that if he chucks it. But that Nike was like, fuck you, nigga. I ain't worried about you.
Yeah, exactly. It was also a badass thing. Like you said, like I ain't worried about you. Like you're wasting my time.
It is true. Yeah. Now that
like
I think
even
about
fighting you is a waste of my time.
it. Hey, come here. Fucking give a shit about you. bro.
Right? Yeah, y'all go take care of him. Then he just walks away.
I just want the boy that I touched. Like, fucking creep mode.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt a bit underwhelming in the episode just because I just thought more shit was gonna happen.
Right.
I thought more people were gonna die, and I just thought
It was still the amount of tension that happened because at that moment after he kills Theon and he starts doing that slow march, that slow motion march towards him,
Yeah.
and it just plays that piano music.
And then everything is getting as bad as it possibly could.
Yeah, the worst possible. Everyone is at their last second
Yeah.
of death. Even John isn't going to do anything against the dragon. He literally just looked at the dragon and yelled.
Yeah.
He's like, ah! I'm like, all right.
This is what's gonna happen.
If that's what you want, I would have chucked the sword.
Something. Anything but yelling at the fucking dragon.
I always think of why don't they throw the swords? But then Barrack always reminds me why you don't.
Yeah, you don't throw
You don't throw
swords.
swords.
That's an automatic
you
death.
don't do that. But I mean, if you're just gonna stare at a dragon in the face, you might as well at that point.
Yeah, sure.
I thought for sure in last episode, one of my hypotheses was that Arya with her javelin thing, she was gonna chuck it at the dragon, and she was the one that was gonna take out the dragon. But shit, she just one upped it even more.
yeah.
So the biggest complaint, obviously, she came up, she did her thing, she fucking flew in out of nowhere and stabbed this dude right in the only spot that's vulnerable, and he just shatters into a million pieces.
And then everyone just dies basically.
But here's the question: how the fuck did she get past everybody?
They showed Yuri she's a good sneak. So
Exactly. That's the only thing we
That
can think
part,
of.
I mean, it's crazy that like he
Nobody
has
saw it.
all these people around him and no one noticed Arya flying through the air. I don't even know where she jumped from. That she
I
could
don't know
fly
where
like
she jumped
that.
from either. But if you notice, right, like a second before the jump, you see one of the White Walkers start turning around
Yeah.
slowly, and the hair, like the wind,
Yeah.
like something was coming. But I don't know if that was her doing her Barry Allen impression. Like, my name is Arya
That's
Stark,
exactly
and
what
I
that
am the
was.
fastest woman alive. she just,
Barry Allen
yeah.
impression. That was good.
That was funny.
Oh man.
That's pretty much what she did.
But-
I love the I love the scene. Well, at first I thought she was gonna die. I was like,
I know.
fuck, she's over.
I thought
I actually screamed and went, oh! And then when she got caught, I went, oh!
when he choked her for some reason, I thought he had like a knife in his hand. I thought he stabbed her in the neck, and I was
It's just like her
oh.
face changed, and I was like, fuck, not Arya, not like this.
Well, the thing, I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat, so I instantly thought he's gonna freeze her fucking face. Like
Fatality.
I thought her face is gonna start freezing slowly, and then she'll
That
get one
shit
quick
was
jab.
crazy. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna die. I literally thought she was
But
gonna die.
her doing the knife fake out between left and right,
Yeah,
that was something she did against Brienne when they did their sparring. like last season, which is a pretty cool callback to that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Okay.
I gotta watch that.
And funny little behind the scenes about Arya's character. So Arya, the actress Macy Williams, she's a right-handed. She's a righty, but she read the books. 12-year-old, 11-year-old her reading the books, and she's like, oh shit, Arya's left-handed. All right, I'm gonna do all my scenes left-handed. So she goes to the directors, whatever. It's like, I want to be true to my character, left-handed. Like, all right, you sure?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do a few fight scenes. Remember, it's season 1, so it's just practicing. So she thought, I'm gonna be walking around, hit wooden swords. I'll be fine with my left hand. But then as the seasons kept progressing and she had to do more choreography, she's like, fuck.
What did I get myself into?
So I got to do is my fucking left hand. So her letting go of the dagger from the left hand to the right hand, pretty much she just switched to like, oh, I got this.
My
like,
real hand.
I got you with my strong hand.
That's a classic movie.
A classic piece of shit.
You didn't like that movie? With my strong hand? That shit was hilarious.
The second one sucked.
Scary movie for people that don't know.
Oh yeah, sorry.
That was the second one, right?
That was the second one.
That was the second one, yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
It's better than the
My
third,
strong
though,
hand.
for sure. But anyways,
Does this make me-
My strong hand. You just holding that shit out the window.
I feel like we're just like quote scary movie now.
All right.
okay, so now that it's said and done, dead as fuck. And
I love that scene though. Even though it didn't make sense, I fucking love that scene.
yeah, it was pretty badass.
Yeah.
And everyone just starts falling apart. Even the dragon, when he started like deteriorating, I'm like, yo, this looks so sick.
Yeah.
And just that silence of, we fucking did it.
We survived. Not even
Yeah.
really did. We barely survived this
That's
shit.
true. That
And it
was,
seems like the only people that survive the battle are the main people.
Are the main people.
Because no one else was walking around, but
because I'm thinking, what are they going to do next episode? 2 wounded ass dragons and 20 people.
yeah. And Cersei?
And Cersei with her army.
She doesn't have, what does she want? What
She
is it
doesn't
that
have her
want?
elephants.
Her fucking elephants.
She doesn't
that
have
she wants so
elephants,
bad.
right?
Which is funny because they're supposed to have elephants. I feel like they didn't put the elephants for budget reasons.
Yeah.
They were probably like, man,
Elephants too? Nigga, we just had dragons
Yeah.
for 2 episodes. Nah, fuck that.
have you seen this episode?
It's gonna be funny the next episode to see what is the status of their army.
Right. They're fucking decimated, but so many people survived. Like Grey Worm. I thought Grey Worm was pretty good of him dying, and he survived. So I'm wondering now. There's 3 more episodes. I'm thinking the next episode is just going to be an epilogue, fallout, like try to like pretty much everyone picking up the pieces and hyping each other up
And
with
then marching towards
rousing speeches like, yes, we're gonna get them. We're gonna take our throne back.
But
all
at
that
this
bullshit.
point, I don't know. You don't think they're going to have to rush these last 2 episodes? If the next episode is an epilogue.
They're all 80 minutes long each. So I'm thinking. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the next episode is, like I said, just a build up for the fight. The episode after that is the actual
So
fight,
fight?
and the final episode is just
cleanup.
It's just cleanup, tying up the loose ends. You really only need one more battle for the show. That's it. So I don't think
Maybe,
these next 3 episodes, in theory, don't seem like they're rushed.
then this episode was if that's how it ends, this episode was a letdown. Because like you said, the Night King is supposed to be the big bad,
Right.
the threat to everybody, not just Cersei.
I thought the episode was gonna end with them getting pushed back to the Iron Islands, like them retreating fully,
Right.
like they couldn't beat them, and then maybe they joined Cersei, or maybe it was like a 3-on-3 battle.
Every man.
Every man for themselves, where like it's
Damn, that would have been incredible.
Night.
I mean, maybe.
the Night King,
That would've been
Cersei's
lots of
army,
good,
and then
exactly.
them, just everyone's duking it out.
Right.
Did they even explain what was the Night King after?
He's after Bran because the Bran is a history books.
So he came, he passed the wall just for Bran?
That's what it seems like.
He wants to. They want to destroy everything. They just wanted to coat the entire world in darkness and ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Bran was the main target because Bran is history. Like he's the memories of everyone.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Sam was saying. So I got that.
So pretty much
but-
saying if you kill him, then no one has stories to read about,
Right.
or whatever. Like
but there was there's like so much we don't know about the Night
what
King.
we said in last episode. Think of the Night King as Hitler, and then killing Bran was his version of burning the books.
Right.
Like in a way,
I get it. That makes sense, but
it made
that's
sense.
still
All of
that's-
that
it was.
for-
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people were let down by it. I'm
I
okay
didn't even
with
think
it.
it would happen in just one episode.
Yeah.
So this guy I work with from the beginning was calling that. He's like, yeah, the battle is gonna be they're gonna tie up all the White Walker stuff, and then it's gonna be Cersei for the next ones. And I'm like, they wouldn't do that. They never fucking do that. Me and Armando are like, nah, you're fucking crazy. And when the episode happened,
How's that next day at work?
Dude, I yelled out, this son of a bitch was right. And then he fucking texted me when the episode was over. He's like, I fucking told you. I was like, I don't fucking believe it. But you know what? Even though he's right, and I was pissed that he's right, it still, to me, was a really good episode.
No, it was a good episode. It was a good
I
episode.
actually wasn't let down, honestly. It was strange.
It's just a build-up.
Yeah, there is a lot of, there's seasons and seasons of build-up.
The hype was so...
But if you think about it, there's also seasons and seasons of build-up for Cersei. Cersei's also the other one that's been getting a lot of screen time of her rise to power.
Of course, but
she's having her Daenerys moment of like the build.
But she's not the Night King.
and the thing is, not only that, it's like advertisement. Oh,
she's worse because she's unpredictable.
Even advertisement, it was like, oh, this is the longest battle in cinema.
It is 82 minutes.
Exactly, but not only that, it's just like the Night
But
King.
they start the show with like winter is coming, not Cersei is coming.
Yeah.
So the night, like it foreshadows that's the biggest problem they'll ever face.
But we all know the winter is coming is just a metaphor for always get ready because shit is always going to be coming in.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just felt like that should have been their final battle.
Yeah. I could see how people say that, but now that I'm really thinking about it and I watched the episode, I still feel it's pretty good.
I think
Now that I think about it, a three-way battle would have been great.
I think it's a good episode.
It is a really good episode.
I just thought it was gonna end literally with all of them like getting pushed back so much that they had to go with Cersei's at. And not that they joined forces, clearly not, but they all just duke it out. And then
they will start fighting Cersei, and then the Night King shows up, and then they find a way to because
then it matches. Remember, because Daenerys had that vision like in season 2 or 3 where she sees a throne and it's in ashes and like
no, it was full of ice.
Full of ice, but it looked like it got burned, like snow's falling in.
You got to remember, none of those visions are literal, dude. They're all metaphors.
They're all metaphors.
They're all metaphors for conflict.
I understand that, but I just thought it was gonna play into like that battle of like
the whole Azor Ahai thing, which was pretty much what the Red Lady was saying the entire show, that Azor Ahai, the prince that was promised, would save everybody from the darkness. And then someone said, wait, if you translate it, it could be prince or princess. And that was all a build up to Arya. So they pretty much started coming up with, they're going to wield a fire sword like the previous one did. Like they started coming up with all this literal shit. None of it ended up happening. It just ended up being Arya straight up flying through the air.
Like a badass.
And then they're doing her best Matrix, and then just bam, right there.
It was good. It was good. There's so much question to have for the Night King. Like
it wasn't as good as the first 5 minutes of the episode, though.
Imagine what he would have said. Like if you had any like speaking lines, what would he have said? You know, just wanted him to say something.
I'm actually glad he didn't talk.
I'm glad he didn't talk too, but
all he is Darth Maul.
I wish he had a translator or some shit. I'm glad he didn't talk, but just someone to give a little more information.
Yeah.
Why now? Why are you coming? Well, I guess this is the longest winter. That's why he's coming.
Yeah, it's a long winter. They always come. They always show up after a long summer.
Yeah.
Because they were saying, this is in the beginning of the show. They're like, wow, this is a really long summer.
Yeah.
And when there's a long summer, there's always a long winter, and that was pretty much the gist of it. So this has all been built up from the beginning, but also Cersei's been built up from the beginning. So I think this is fine. You just take out your two strongest antagonists at this point. Overall, I gotta say, Arya's had a pretty good couple of days. She lost her virginity. She killed the Night King.
Damn.
She's on a high right now. I hope she got some more after that battle.
She should.
Yeah, I saw a meme where it was the episode beforehand where she's in bed with Genji after like having sex. And the meme was like, when winter came, but you didn't.
That's fucked up.
There was one that's pretty funny. She has her hit list, but instead they put to-do list and they put Gendry and she crosses it off. I was like, I see what you did there.
Yeah. I mean, Genji got to work overtime after this, man. Like,
right?
She deserves it, man.
For real.
Everything she was doing. God.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much the gist of the episode, man.
Overall, good episode. Like I said, just for,
really good
just
episode.
for the
as far as like the battle episodes, the best one.
Yeah. I don't know. Hardhorn was pretty crazy.
Hardhorn was the one where you raised him up for the first time, right?
Yeah.
That one was pretty good.
But that was the only last 20 minutes.
This was the entire episode.
Entire 80.
Yeah.
Which originally was 60 minutes and they raised it to 80.
They could have raised the brightness up too.
Okay, so let's get back to
definitely could have raised that.
Let's get back to that real quick. I felt like the reason why they did it like that was because they wanted to show how scary it was. Like the unknown. Like you can't see shit like in an actual battle there.
You could have done that and put the brightness up a little bit. Because like when the wave first hit, I could not tell who was dying, who was living, who was getting. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
That's why when I sent you that meme with the chick squinting,
What?
you were like, "Ain't that the truth?"
Yes, man, that shit was so fucking annoying. Even the second time, I'm like,
But I felt like they did that was a conscious choice to make everyone feel just as disoriented as everyone else in that battle. Like, it's fucking foggy, windy, dark. You can't see anything if it's not in front of a torch. Like, I felt like that's what they were trying to get everybody at. And probably also to hide bad CG.
you must be right. 'Cause you couldn't really tell at all.
No, I'm like, that looks great. It's dark as shit.
Man. But yeah, overall good episode. Excited for the next episode.
Yeah.
See what's gonna happen.
I'm pretty sure it's like we said, it's gonna be the slow build. Because another battle right after this is too soon. You got to give us a minute.
Oh, what about what's that lady? She kills herself at the end.
But Sandra dies at the
Okay,
end.
so I felt like because she says I won't survive the
night or something.
Yeah, I
next
won't even make
morning.
it to the sun.
I won't make it till the sun rises, right? So if you notice, she knew that pretty much. My God, I blanked on his name right now. The Onion Knight,
Davos.
The Onion Knight.
Yeah, because he was a smuggler of onions.
Oh shit!
That was his nickname. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Previous seasons, that was his flag. But anyways, yeah, Davos pretty much was eyeballing her, like pretty much thinking as soon as this fight's over,
You're fucking done. I saw that.
So as soon as she was walking outside, he's like walking after her with his sword.
He's like, "Oh, you leaving?"
yeah, with his hand and his sword, like, all right, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
So if it wasn't her killing herself, it was gonna be him, and she knew that. So she was just like, my work is done. That's it.
I like that scene though. It was just her like starts to stumble and shit. I was like, fuck.
The other meme I saw was the lady from Titanic where she takes off her and she kind of goes, oh. They were like, well, there she is.
I didn't see that one. People are stupid.
Yeah, it's
a lot of plot lines ended here. Red Woman, Barrick, Theon, even Arya's really. Oh, so here's the one theory. I don't know. I can't remember if I just told you this one right now, but the eyes. She said you're gonna close a lot of eyes. The brown eyes, the blue eyes, the green eyes, and they think the green eye because they said the brown eyes is anyone that she had killed. The blue eyes, obviously, the Night King, and they're like she hasn't killed anybody with green eyes yet, so maybe it's Cersei.
Cersei has green eyes.
Cersei's got green eyes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So they're saying.
Well, I always saw her. I always felt like if anybody's gonna kill Cersei, it's gonna be Arya.
Is Jamie
You
or
think
Arya?
so? I always said Jamie.
Jamie or Arya. Either Jamie dies.
Could kill.
Jamie dies and
He's
Arya
already
gets
killed the Mad King. He'll want another one on his conscience.
Well, it's appropriate because he'll kill the Mad Queen because she's gonna go nuts. So it's just like history repeating itself. Queen. She's gonna burn the whole place down. That's what's gonna happen. It's the exact same thing because she has all the wildfire.
Yeah.
She's gonna do the whole burn them all again, and he's gonna have to look at her and go, "Fuck, not again."
Yeah.
If he does it, it's appropriate.
I was gonna say,
it's appropriate. If either one of them does it, it's appropriate.
We talked about. I think me and Pedro talked about how we think how the show's gonna end. But Mike, how do you think the show's gonna end? Who's on the throne? Because I'm betting Sansa's on the throne.
I don't think Sansa's gonna be on the throne. I always thought she was gonna die, but it doesn't look like she's gonna die now.
Doesn't look like anyone's gonna die at this rate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah, I think I don't know. John or Danny. It's heads or tails with me. One of them. I feel like John dies.
It's just too convenient for them to win it.
I feel like John and Danny both die. But
I feel like Danny's. She's been through too much to.
I just
to
feel
kill
like
her now.
I just feel like it's.
Let her get on a goddamn throne.
I just feel like it's not appropriate Game of Thrones for it to have like a happy ending in that sense.
That's not a happy ending. If John dies, the love of her life, her nephew, right?
Yeah, nephew.
Nephew and love of her life. He's gonna die. That's crazy.
I like how we all keep bringing that up, but they're just like, "You want the throne? The fuck? How convenient." You're a Targaryen. After all that fucking, you're a Targaryen.
You think that has to come up between them again.
Eventually.
Now that the battle is over.
When it comes up, it's just going to be the talk of the throne. Ain't going to be no, hey, you're my auntie. No. It's going to be like, nigga, get off that throne. The fuck?
So fucking
John doesn't want it, so he doesn't want the throne. He'll let her have it.
But anyway.
Yeah, I feel like John's going to die. She ends up on the throne. I think Arya's going to die too. I always felt like Arya's going to die.
And she fulfilled her thing. So her plot. Because I always feel once you fulfill your purpose, you're pretty much like done.
Yeah.
And we saw a few people fulfill their purpose this episode and died.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah. So guys, what do you think? How you guys think the show's gonna end? What do you think about this episode? Let us know on our Instagram and on our Facebook. Catch us again when we review next week's episode. Catch you later, guys.
Bye bye.
Outro.
Bum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum bum bum ba-da-dum bum ba-da-dum